1 and 2, Madam. Our group will present for the group assignment BA33403 International Business Law, and our group is from the tutorial group 1, which is group C. Now I will introduce my group member. I am Ling Zhao, entry number BB211101167, and my group member is Febrian FREDDY BB211101179. The other group member is Febrian Envol BB21110367, and the other is Irnah BINTI NARUI BB20110120, and we are from the international business course.
Hi, my name is discuss its rights, if any, in relation to Hong Kong Bank and Bersatu Bank. So ATC have agreed to sell 2,500 solar powered talking Barbie toys for USD 10,000 to STW, but the company demanded payment via letter of credit, with Bersatu Bank providing it. And then the letter required a clean on-board negotiable marine bills of lading, a certificate of origin certified by Hong Kong Customs, and a duplicate of 18 list and a bill of exchange on Bersatu Bank. However, when ATC presented the shipping paperwork and bill of exchange to Hong Kong Bank on April 4, 2023, the bill of lading was labeled as Freight Collect, and the certificate of origin was signed by an officer of the Hong Kong inspections, and the presentation was made after the credit's validity expired. So Bersatu Bank have declined to waive the disparities when approached by Hong Kong Bank, as STW was under liquidation. And that's all from me. Thank you.
Moving on, in this case, ATC's rights are determined by the condition of the letter of credit and the applicable legislation. A letter of credit is a legally enforceable agreement between the issuing bank, the beneficiary, and the advising bank. According to the Uniform Customs and Practice of Documentary Credit UCP 600, the advising bank is committed to pay the beneficiary upon presentation of conforming documentation. The letter of credit is independent of the underlying contract between the buyer and sellers. The document, however, must closely adhere to the provision of the letter of credit. Due to anomalies in the documentation supplied by ATC, Hong Kong Bank declined to pay was labeled FREDDY collect rather than FREDDY prepay, which violates the requirement of the letter of credit. Similarly, ATC certificate of origin was not certified by Hong Kong Customs or any of its approved agencies as required by the letter of credit. Furthermore, the presentation was made outside of the credit validity period, which is a mismatch or discrepancy. As a result of the inaccuracy in the paper supply, ATC may not be entitled to payment under the letter of credit. However, if STW fails to pay for the product as promised, ATC may have a claim against STW for breach of contract, depending on the applicable legislation and the provision of the letter of credit. ATC may also have a claim against Hong Kong Bank and Bersatu for improper dishonor of the papers. And now I will pass this presentation to the next presenter.
I am Ethan, and today I will present ATC cannot compel the banks to make payment. Does it have any rights against anyone else related to this transaction? Discuss. Presentation period compliance. The letter of credit specified a presentation period of 15 days from shipment and throughout the credit's validity term. If ATC presented the documents after the 15-day deadline or outside the credit's validity term, the banks may have valid grounds to refuse payment. Alternative rights and legal claims. If unable to compel the banks, ATC may explore rights against STW's missing executives and participate in liquidation procedures. Pursuing legal claims against third parties involved in transaction could help ATC reclaim the overdue payment. In conclusion, ATC's right to compel payment from the banks are limited under UCP 600. Document discrepancy and non-compliance justify the bank's refusal to pay. ATC can explore alternative rights against STW's missing executives and engage in liquidation procedure for recovery.
The letter of credit specified that the presentation of paper should take place within 15 days of shipment and throughout the credit validity term. The presentation period must be followed to guarantee timely payment. If the presentation was made after the deadline, the banks may have good reason to deny payment. Adherently to specified presentation period is crucial for ensuring timely payment according to the letter of credit. According to Man 2000, If ATC presented the document after 15-day deadline or outside the credit validity term, the bank may have valid grounds to refuse payment. The trick adheres to the presentation period is an important requirement outlined in the letter of credit to maintain the integrity and efficiency of the payment process. Therefore, the bank's delay of payment is justifiable based on the failure to comply with the specified presentation timeline. In this example, the paperwork was presented on April 4, 2023, which is more than 15 days after the shipment day of March 19, 2023. If the validity terms of the letter of credit had ended before April 4, 2023, the bank's refusal to pay would very certainly be judged lawful. To determine if the presentation was made inside the specified presentation period, a cost review of the actual list is required. The paperwork was presented on April 4, 2023, which is more than 15 days after the shipment day of March 19, 2023. If the validity terms of the letter of credit have expired before April 4, 2023, the bank's refusal to pay would likely be considered lawful. Cost security of the actual list is required to determine if the presentation was made between the specified period. In conclusion, the list bias in the presented documents such as the bill of lading mark 5 correct rather than 5 prepared, and the certificate of origin signed by an author of Hong Kong inspection without proper authority do not meet the letter of credit required. As a result, the bank's refusal to pay can be certified under the UCP 600. Furthermore, if the paper were presented outside of the credit validity terms, the banks may have sufficient reason for denial. Nonetheless, ATC have the possibility of pursuing alternative right against STW's missing link, executive and participation in the liquidation procedure to reclaim the overdue payment. And there will be our discussion for this group assignment, and thank you for your listening.